Hello, hello, hello. It is March 2nd. The last time I saw you guys, it was November 1st, I believe. I just finished up having a happy Halloween, and don't mind how horribly treacherous I look right now. I simply am exhausted and I'm sick. Actually was supposed to be at work today and I did not go to work because I do not feel well and my throat is very swollen. Um, I wanted to make a video because it has been a few months and I know that a lot of you are probably wondering what happened to me. I haven't even posted the last video, so if that tells you anything, it's March and I haven't even officially announced that I'm gone from the airline, so that's interesting. But it's been a roller coaster, to be honest, and I wanted to get on here and kind of go through my thought processes and be real about what it feels like after it's over. So, yeah, so let's begin. All right, so since I saw you guys last, I moved. So I moved back in mid-January. It's March, so I've been here for a couple months. I'm actually in my sewing studio right now. We now moved into a bigger place so I could have the sewing studio with the intent of creating videos and exploring the world of art and fashion, which is why I quit, right? Among lots and lots of other things. If you have not seen that video, please go watch it because it will give you a very thorough, fresh reasoning. So anyway, yeah, November, December was great. Lots of holidays, no feelings of sadness, no craziness. I was super excited. I was fresh to this other job that I had just taken. I won't mention what retailer it was, but it started out okay. So November was okay. Black Friday was horrible. Retail Black Friday was horrible, I'm not gonna lie. So, I start to get those thoughts of, well, at least you're not on a trip somewhere really far away or something, those basic ones. Then we moved into December, and from December to January, I was fine because, my birthday was in December, it was Christmas. A year to date, I filmed my very first video about changing my career, which was super annoying to be looking at my videos, editing things, and looking back at them saying to myself, like, you really wanted to move out of this, then you became a flight attendant, and now you're not a flight attendant, like, what's going on with you? I was gonna go to school, like I said. I probably mentioned that before, but I didn't end up going to school. It was too expensive to move to Texas. Kind of just craziness all the way around. But when things started to go into January, after I'd say the new year, right before the new year, actually, right after Christmas, that's when I started hating my life, completely hating it. Like, my job, being back in it, the monotony of it. I just missed putting on my uniform in the beginning. That's kind of all I could think about was I'm going to these stores and doing all this, and it's great and all, but no one cares because I am just someone who works in a store and dresses mannequins. And although people appreciate that because it's pretty, but I just felt like something was missing. So I started getting majorly depressed. I still am majorly depressed. Just want to keep it 100% real that it kind of followed me out of the airline and into my regular life. And I think a lot of people have noticed that I haven't really been the same since I left for training. So I don't know what happened, but it feels like a part of me is gone and a part of me died, and it's very difficult to live with because it's easy if it wasn't for you, but it was. I enjoyed it. I just didn't enjoy the circumstances, and maybe it wasn't the right time. I talked to a couple of people about that, but maybe it just wasn't the right time. Maybe that it wasn't the right airline, maybe it wasn't the right base, maybe the circumstances were just too hard. And I know that I made the decision because I had to, because of my mental health. It was only going to get worse if I stayed in that, but I still have to deal with the consequences of leaving, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I wanted to fly. I wanted to be gone. I wanted to be doing stuff. But I couldn't. And that's really challenging because when you come back to the real world, you know, your bills hit you, life hits you, you don't have the flexibility anymore to just jump on planes, and it takes you for a loop. It's crazy how much change you have to go through in your mind. But yeah, so right around February, early January up until February, I was at a new employer, and I was doing visuals again. I'm still with them. I started having a lot of thoughts about reapplying, thoughts about the people I worked with. I got super sad. They were like, this past month, I'd say February was one of the hardest. So I had to really think about whether or not I wanted to do flying again, or if I wanted to not do flying again, if I wanted to go to school. And so I really had this like crisis about what in the world is happening. And what has come to fruition was an application that I sent to several places for other jobs just to kind of get myself out of the one I'm in. As crazy as that is, I mean, like, I feel like all I do is change jobs. That's not good either, but it's, you know, trying to find happiness is a hard road to follow. But I also applied to a regional airline, and I think I was just a little bit too late on the process because I think they closed it out and everything, but it was like an instant no thanks, but that's okay. It wasn't meant to be. And I also have been in the talks of going back to school, but this time at the Savannah College of Art and Design in Savannah, Georgia, because I went to school near there, and I'm from Jacksonville, so like I felt like maybe if I go home I'd feel better. Maybe that's what I need, I don't know. So that was kind of something in the background. And then I had this realization that, and this is like a couple days ago, that when I first started applying for airlines about a year or whatever ago, a little over a year ago, when I first submitted those applications, I remember even saying into my camera when I first got the new camera and everything that I ended up going with American and turning down other airlines because I thought American was best because of the base. And then I realized that maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's a different airline. And I just kind of threw that thought to the background. And then I reached out to, I don't know if you know the channel, Beth's Fly Life. She used to be a flight attendant with the airline I was with, and she has YouTube. And she, while I was in training, I was messaging her about the training process and how I was feeling very ambivalent about everything. And she and I have been texting today through her Instagram, and we're talking about all of this feeling of sadness and how she dealt with it when she resigned and how I've dealt with it since I've resigned. And I think the crazy thing is that she even mentioned, what about Delta? Like, you know, try Delta. She's had people go there that liked it, or go to a different airline, try again, I'm young. And so it really was inspiring to hear her say that. So thanks, Beth. I appreciate it. So I thought the applications were closed, but I was let into a prospective flight attendant applicant page on Facebook for Delta, and I opened it and filled it out, and I got accepted into it or whatever, and then I submitted an application from a link that they had on their page. I'm happy that I did. I'm a little nervous because I don't want what happened before to happen again. But I feel like you never know till you try, so I submitted that. In the interim, I am going to continue working on fashion. I'm going to continue going to work at the lovely Real World store of merchandising and doing mannequins and all of that jazz until something else comes along. And so basically I've got two avenues yet again. I'm either going to become a flight attendant with Delta, or I'm going to go to school. Either way, I really don't think I'm going to stay in the state of North Carolina. We'll see how that turns out. I just miss my friends and family too much, and I'm kind of wanting to move back home. So anyway, that's a quick little update. That is my life right now. Regret is real. Regret is real, and sadness is real. And it's hard. It's hard to adapt. It's hard to let go of what you used to have. And it's harder when you have to make an executive decision that it's not right for you anymore because of your mental health. That's what's really sad. I think what Beth was really like dead on about though was just talking about the fact that with me today, she was saying that how hard it was afterwards to see people that she was in class with or flew with or whatever on social media posting pictures of themselves on islands with drinks and all this other stuff as if they aren't, sleep deprived and hadn't just woken up the next day and spilled like Diet Coke all over them. And so there's so much truth to that people don't realize. The perception of this job is that you are able to do all this and just be like a robot and you have no sense of exhaustion, and I'm the only person who gets tired. But the reality is that no matter what you see, whether it's on my channel or other people's channel, we're all tired, we're all exhausted, we're all this, we're all that. And so keeping that in the back of my mind every time I see them helps me, because when I look at it from a different standpoint, I could eat myself alive about, why did I do this to myself? So but we all know why I did it. I think that we all know. And I think that it was only a matter of time. So hopefully round 2 will be better. Or hopefully I'll end up in fashion school and maybe I'll be a teacher. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, until next time, guys, I am going to try to work on some fashion and get some videos up about that. And I will update you all along the way. Perhaps a video will come soon about a project. I don't know. I got a lot of stuff to work on my portfolio if I'm going to go to school. So maybe that's what it'll be about. And until then, bye.